witches.
Hi, hello. Welcome back to another history episode.
Yeah, this one's kind of a funny. It's not really witchy. It's like a funny, quirky Thanksgiving history. And it's like a bunch of it's
I'm glad you
seven.
said that because I almost forgot what we were covering.
Yeah, it's seven surprising stories about Thanksgiving. Um, this is on Atlas Obscura. Um, but it's like a couple of or seven short stories about various random Thanksgiving things. So apparently in the 1920s, um, it was like normal to eat raccoon. Um, yeah, that's the thing. And so at the time in 1926, the president was Calvin Coolidge, and a woman from Mississippi sent him a raccoon for them to make for their Thanksgiving dinner. Um, and it was like believed to be kind of like the low income choice for protein. Started with like the Native Americans, and then it was passed to enslaved people, and then in low income communities, and then worked its way up because poverty core is a thing, which is fucking disgusting, but that's a different episode. Um, and so in 1926, it was like accepted enough that it was acceptable to send one to the president. But unfortunately, they sent it to him live, and Calvin Coolidge was a little bit what's the word I want to use? Like, she was cute. The raccoon was cute, and he did not cook her for a Thanksgiving dinner. Instead, he gave her a collar, and he named her Rebecca. And she lived with the Coolidges for the rest of the president's term, and then was given to the Rock Creek Parks Zoo. So President Calvin Coolidge had a pet raccoon in the White House for part of his presidency, and I think that that is super funny. And she was given to him to be his Thanksgiving dinner, and he couldn't do it.
Is that where pardoning the turkey comes from?
Maybe. No, I think that started before that. I don't know, though.
Wait, what year was that?
1926. I about said 26 and then realized that that's literally fucking a month away, and I was like, ugh. Anyway.
I mean, 1926, 2026. Same thing,
Yeah.
right?
Ugh.
Women's got no rights.
Oh my god. Unfortunately true. That actually just hurt my soul a little bit.
You
Oh
know
my
what?
god.
I only know that because of the t-shirt I bought.
Oh my god. So side quest, but I'm making shirts for me and Brittany for Thanksgiving because she found shirts on TikTok, and I'm sure you've seen them. But it's the sweet potato and the kind of rude potato. I'm making those. So I went and bought like a cream colored crew neck for me, and I'm going to be the kind of rude potato, obviously. And Brittany ordered a like yellowy orange one on Amazon that's supposed to get here tomorrow, and she's going to be the sweet potato. So we're going to wear them to Thanksgiving at her family and at our house when I cook, and then we're going to wear them to my mom's for Christmas because we're not going to my mom's for Thanksgiving because that's an off the air conversation. But we're not going there for Thanksgiving. Anyway, so we're going to be a sweet potato and a kind of rude potato, and I'm super fucking excited about it. And
That's
it's
hilarious.
so accurate.
The by the way, the pardoning of the turkey officially started in 1989.
Oh, so that definitely was not where this came from.
No, Abraham Lincoln spared a turkey that was meant for Christmas dinner because his son Ted begged for its life.
Okay.
And then John F. Kennedy was the first president to spare a Thanksgiving turkey in 1963. But Ronald Reagan is credited with being the first to use the word pardon in relation to the turkey ceremony, which started in the 80s.
Okay.
So not
Of course,
related.
it was a Reagan thing. Anyway, story number 2. Um, this is a really short one, and it's more of like a fun fact than a story. Um, but like Thanksgiving is like a time of togetherness and to be grateful and talk about your like what be thankful for what you have and all of that. Which is really ironic since the literal day after Thanksgiving, people go fist fight in fucking stores over stuff that they don't have. But whatever.
Yo, that's the funniest thing. My entire family would be so thankful for everything they've have on the day before, and then all the women would be like, okay, time to go Christmas shopping. And I was like,
Literally, like what the
what?
fuck is wrong with you? Especially, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but when Black Friday started creeping into Thursday, like we would all have dinner and then all the moms would be like, okay, we're gonna go get in line for Black Friday shopping on Thanksgiving night. Like, fucked up capitalism. But anyway, so in the 19th century, they were trying to establish Thanksgiving as a permanent holiday or like a national holiday. And the southern states considered this a culture war against them.
Of course they did.
They said that this was a northern holiday intended to enforce New England values on the rest of the country. And pumpkin pie is a Yankee food, and it was a sweet symbol of anti-slavery sentiment.
Where have I heard that before?
I just can't even. Like,
What year is this? Is this 2026? Are we sure? Are we 2025, I mean?
Listen, I can't even. Anyway. So yeah, that's the second one. The third one was about the pies that we have for Thanksgiving, because now all of the pies that we have are like sweet pies, right? Like we have pumpkin pie, apple pie, sweet potato pie, like all the sweet pies. They're a dessert now. In the 18th century though, mincemeat pies were a thing. So I feel like we call those pot pies now.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean, they were sweet too, but they were like meat pies. They weren't a dessert necessarily.
They were different.
But the upper class, so in the 18th century, right, like fatty foods and like things like that were for the upper class. They were expensive. They were the best of the best. A particular rich fatty meat that the upper class wanted in their mincemeat was cow tongue.
Ew.
So bitches were eating cow tongue pie for Thanksgiving in the 18th century.
That's wild. Absolutely not.
And like now we're like, oh hell no, we're not eating that. But then it was like a delicacy. Like it was like only the upper class had that. Which is fine because I am firmly middle class.
Upper class
yeah. So it's fine. I'm not going to be eating that. But I feel that way about like fancy restaurants now too. Like I don't like to go to fancy restaurants or like, fancy's not the right word, but like 5-star restaurants, Michelin restaurants, those are not for me because it's such fucking weird shit. And I'm like, I'm not fucking eating that. But anyway, I digress.
It's I don't know why, but
Yeah, it's just not shit that I'm gonna
they
be
like
eating.
deconstruct things. That's the problem.
Yeah, and it's weird ingredients, and it's no, just no. And you often can't ask for things to be made specially. You have to eat it the way the chef makes it, which is fucking wild to me. I'm paying a fuck ton of money for this. You better make it the way I fucking want it. But again, I digress. Fine dining is not for me, let's put it that way. Um, the next little story here is literally titled Why America's Thanksgiving Turkey is So Boring. Um, and that is because in the 19th century, which is the 1800s, um, farmers didn't really we didn't breed for specific traits. They just bred the birds. Like they took two birds and bred them. They didn't like do designer turkeys like they did designer dogs, okay? But in the 1850s, so mid 19th century, hen fever hit America, and people started to realize that if you um, made designer turkeys, they would taste better. A lot of hen fever focused on chicken, but then people started taking an interest in turkey. But the specific turkey that most turkeys that we get or you can buy at the store are broad white breasted turkeys. Um, and apparently that's unfortunate because that is not like the best turkey. Like it doesn't have the best flavor. It's not the best of the turkeys. I'm guessing that it's bigger and it has more meat on it because capitalism.
I was gonna say it's probably something that's easy to mass produce.
Yeah, it's probably the bigger, cheaper, hardier version, like the easier to raise. Anyway, so that's why it's not that great because it's not the best bird. And to be honest, like I make a turkey because Brittany likes turkey, and when I make a turkey, I think it's not dry and it tastes good. I don't know if I just grew up with people who like can't cook or what, but until I started making my own turkey, I never had a turkey that wasn't fucking dry.
Really?
And now I make my own and it's good. But
So it's always been dry, like growing up.
yeah. Yeah, I've always hated turkey because it's always so dry and like I used to refuse to eat it as a kid. I always wanted ham
Oh.
instead of turkey, which
See,
I make both.
I always thought that like the ham was good, but it wasn't as good as the turkey because the turkey was like my mom always made the turkey. Like she made her own rubs. She like stuffed it
Yeah.
full of things. She like
That's what
made
I
her
do.
own gravy. Yeah, like she made her own gravy from like the juices that would come out.
Yeah.
She would bake it in foil so it'd keep everything in, and then she'd take it
Same.
out and baste it every like hour or whatever.
And
And
instead of stuffing it with like bread, I stuff it with fruits and vegetables so that gives it more moisture instead of
yeah,
drying it and sucking the moisture out of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
My
was
turkey is
always
good.
I was
When
always
I
a
cook
huge
it, it's
turkey
good.
fan. I don't. Will's not like a fan of turkey, and I wonder if it's because like he's never had a good turkey.
It could be because
Not that
I
I'm
didn't used
willing
to
to
like turkey. I thought it tasted like a dry paper bag, or like a like a yeah like a paper
yeah,
bag.
a dry
I hated it. But I like it now, and I like the ham the way I cook it too because again, it's not dry, and I basically candy it. Like I use an obscene. Kara actually texted me the other day because I make mine in the crock pot, and she was like, "How do you
Oh,
make your
that's
ham
such a good
again?"
idea.
Right? It's already cooked, so I just put it in the crock pot and like let it soak up the. I don't use whatever glaze they sell with it. I throw that right in the trash, and
Do you get the one in like the purple bag from like Walmart?
I usually
Save.
and
I got
I
that in
just
the fridge.
whatever that shit is, I throw it away,
It's basically
and
just cinnamon
I put
and
it in the.
like brown sugar.
Yeah, last year the one that I bought said it was salted caramel, and I was like, "That's fucking gross," and I threw that shit away. And I
No,
put
I
the
get the
ham
brown
that was
sugar.
yeah, that's I put an obscene amount of honey and brown sugar over it. And then here's the trick. The first year that I made the ham in the crock pot, I forgot to buy any kind of fruit juice to pour over it because you're supposed to do like a
Oh,
citrus juice. I forgot, but I had a can of Mountain Dew and I was like, it's a citrus soda, and poured it over the top. So I put an obscene amount of honey, an obscene amount of brown sugar, and then I pour a can of Mountain Dew over the top and put it on high for about 6 hours. It's like candied. It's amazing. Anyway, this is like a great episode for you guys. Like all these tips and tricks. Too bad you're going to get it after Thanksgiving. You can make your Christmas ham this way, okay?
I actually
Listen.
do the same thing. I have like local honey,
Yeah.
um, and it's just better. Like I don't get
Yes.
as
So there's so many
clogged.
benefits to local honey. Like here you go again. Tip: if you buy and eat local honey, it's going to assist your allergies. Like if you have hay
Yeah,
fever and like allergies like that, it makes your allergies better because you're ingesting the like pollen and stuff because the honey is made from the bees with to make the pollen. Anyway,
but it's like it's a different type of like pollen that you're getting,
yeah.
and yeah. Like my allergies are so much better. I used to have to take
Yes.
two different allergy pills um throughout like the seasons or whatever. And like some days I still do if like tree pollen is really high, but like
Same.
any other
I
kind of
don't take
pollen,
allergy pills like daily anymore.
yeah. I had to take two a day and now I only take one. And it's mainly like there are days that I like get hives or whatever from like hay fever of some sort.
Mhm.
But because I've been eating I'm on like a tea kick right now. I think it's just because like
Phew.
I've found so many. I went to the place that I went to in Charlotte, Curiosities and Trinkets or whatever. They had like a lot of herbs there, and there are a lot of things that I like never even imagined you could smoke, drink, whatever. And I
Yeah.
got Meadowsweet, and I was like, oh, what a nod to Harry Potter. Meadowsweet. So I have some of that, and I have mugwort, and I don't know. I have a lot of teas I want to try, and they're all like good benefits, and half
I've
of
been
them are
on a
green teas.
nettle tea kick.
Oh, that's what it is. Stinging nettle.
Yeah, stinging nettle. That also really helps. It doesn't taste the best, so like definitely get some honey to put in it. Um, but I'll make a nettle tea and I steep it for like 10 minutes and then I put like 2 tablespoons of honey because I'm
No,
it
you put the
doesn't
honey
taste the
in with
best.
it. That way, like the hot water helps melt it.
Oh, the water's still hot after 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, but
Um,
I do that with, and then I do like a slice of lemon. I have like a lemon that I slice up, and then I take a slice a day.
yeah. But stinging nettle, actually, Allie, from not Saged. What the fuck was that store? Sigil. Put me onto that before I realized I had a gluten issue. She was like, if you put a bag of stinging nettle tea in your bath, it will help with hives.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
so that's what I bought it for. But then when I was doing the play and I lost my voice, I
You're
drank
like,
it
whatever.
then and it helped a lot then as well. It's not the best tasting tea. Like, you're not drinking it
It's
for,
very woodsy, like
yeah,
earthy, ground dirt
yes.
flavor,
You're not
what I'm
drinking it
told.
for the flavor, you're drinking it for the benefits. But it doesn't
That's
taste awful either.
really the whole point of
Tea.
that.
Yeah, that kind of tea anyway. But I feel like I got way off track again, so I'm gonna come back here again. But
Oh, the
um
tips and tricks for the
yeah,
full
all the
winter
tips and
months.
tricks. This is just a Thanksgiving wintry episode. The next little fun fact story thing is um trying to bring back some of the um language of the original of the Native Americans, which that were at the first Thanksgiving, which is the Wampanoag tribe. I'm probably saying that horribly wrong, but that's how I know to pronounce it. Um, so in 1993, 20-something Jessie Little Doe Baird woke from a dream. She had had several dreams where her ancestors came to her speaking their native tongue. Um, Baird couldn't understand them in the dream, and at the time there were no living speakers of that language. But to her, these dreams were a sign, and she believed they were part of a Wampanoag prophecy where their lost language would come back when they were ready for it. Um, and after years of struggling to piece together a language where there were no living speakers, in 2000, she published her thesis, An Introduction to Wampanoag Grammar. And since then, she's established a 10,000 word dictionary and helped found an immersion school for children of her tribe, bringing their language back to life, which is really cool, actually. Like,
Yeah, that
that's
is really cool.
amazing.
They're like Duolingo is doing that with Navajo and Hawaiian.
Really?
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Sometimes when you
Yeah.
like, which speaking of Duolingo, you need to
Get off
get back
my
into it.
back. Listen, nobody has time for that. I
I
don't
try
have
to be
time.
your friend and do like friend. Bitch, what do you mean no one got time for that? You do that every single day for
I don't have
like
time.
5 minutes before you go to bed.
I don't have time. Don't have time.
Excuses.
um, but I'm sorry, the dog just was really dramatic in his jump off of the sewing machine,
Yeah,
and I was like,
because
what
he
the
knows
fuck
his
was
mom
that?
is not bilingual. Okay?
Yeah. Anyway, um, this is, yeah. So the first account of American Thanksgiving tradition is from a letter written about a special pilgrim meal in 1621. So the holiday originated as a harvest supper with um, you know, the original Thanksgiving story. And then it kind of morphed into a Christian holiday, which, like, it's not. Um, but then by the 19th century, which would have been the 1800s, the feasting and community became more important than the, like, prayer. Um, and governors in the northern states, specifically New England, recognized it as a statewide Thanksgiving Day in late November or early December, but it wasn't an official holiday yet. Um, and Sarah Josepha Hale was a writer in the North, and she was one of the main advocates for making Thanksgiving a widespread holiday. In in 1847, she released her first official pitch for the holiday, casting it as not only a Christian day of rest and prayer, but an effort to unite a growing nation, which probably contributed to the southern states being like, yeah, fuck you, but it's kind of funny. Um, a really um this one is probably like one of the funniest stories to me. There is an Australian island. So remember, when we're talking about Thanksgiving, we are talking about American Thanksgiving. At the end of November, it's the third Thursday of November, and it's like it's an American holiday. It's an American tradition. It's not a worldwide holiday like Christmas or something like that. But on the tiny island of Norfolk, hundreds of miles from the Australian mainland, there is a small community that does celebrate their own spin on an American-inspired Thanksgiving. Um, these this island is populated with descendants of mutineers from the British ship HMS Bounty, as well as several Tahitians that were taken captive, and they founded their community on this island in 1856. Um, and in the 19th century, which again is the 1800s, that always confuses me. I have to like double check myself with that when I'm like the 19th century. Um, American whalers came on their ships to this island, and they spread the idea of an American Thanksgiving. And there was a resident on the Norfolk Island named Isaac Robinson, and he was like, I like this Thanksgiving thing. So one year he decorated all of the pews in the church with palm leaves and lemons, because again, this is like an island in the Pacific. Yeah, the Pacific Ocean. So like they have palm trees and like stuff like that, not maple leaves. Um, so he decorated the church with palm leaves and lemons um, to make the decorations. And then there was like a big feast and things like that. So Robinson actually died at sea not too long after, but the islanders carried on this tradition. So just like at the American Thanksgiving, food is central to the holiday. And they do like a fusion of traditional American Thanksgiving foods and local cuisine like banana pilaf, which is green bananas cooked in cream with dried bananas, which sounds revolting, but I'm sure it's delicious when made correctly. Roast meats, traditional Tahitian fish salad, and coconut bread. So it's like fusion, like American Australian fusion food, but they celebrate American Thanksgiving on a tiny island in Australia. And that is my last little fun story tidbit about Thanksgiving. And I'm actually really impressed that that episode took 26 minutes. It wouldn't have if not for all of the tips and tricks about allergies and cooking and local honey. But that's all I got.
I mean, if you want to use honey in your cooking,
it was relevant.
Do it. But cool. All right. Well, until next time.
Bye.